Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make two Rustic Country Christmas pieces. Both of them are going to be Christmas tree themed. So first I'm using those Jot kind of organization containers you can get at Dollar Tree. 3 different colors of green and some brown. And I'm going to take the big tall Jot container that probably would have like pens or pencils in it, and I'm going to paint that in the brown. You can use any colors that you want. This one was black, so when you put the brown paint on, it really kind of deepened and enriched that brown color, and I only used one coat. I actually only used one coat on all of these. And then I came in with a darker green, a medium green, and a lighter green. Like I said, you choose your colors. And I painted the medium-sized containers green. And then I came in and I painted the smaller container a darker green. And that green, I think I took one of my greens and I mixed just a little bit of black with it. So, like I said, you make this your own. I'm just using 3 different colors of green that I had. I think one is moss, and I can't remember what colors the other 2 are. I'm going to have to look it up. But it was just what I had already in my stash, and I think the different layers and textures of the green really make this pop. That's why I chose 3 different shades. And I'm going on and on and on about the green color. But this is really neat. It's original and unique. And I love the sides of these little organization containers because it kind of mimics like chicken wire. And I thought that was really cute for Rustic Country. So I grabbed some of these wooden cubes that Dollar Tree sells, and at first I painted them, but then after I didn't paint enough of them, I realized you really didn't need to paint them. So this is your choice. You can do this step if you want to. It really doesn't matter if you paint them or not. I thought I would only need 6, but then when I went to put this together, I realized I needed a couple more. So that's why I'm telling you this now, because the other ones I add at the end, I did not paint. Okay, so everything is painted and fully dried, and now we can start assembling our tree. The 3 medium are going to be the middle of the tree, the smaller is going to go on top, and the taller brown one is going to be the base of your tree. And here is where I realized I did not have enough of those little green or little wooden squares. Originally I was going to stack them 3 high or 2 high, and then that was too wobbly. So what I decided to do was put 2 down as a base and then hot glue the 3rd one on top of that, and that seemed to work perfect. It gave it the separation in between the containers that I wanted, and it was a lot sturdier. So that's why I needed more. You can see on those little containers where they meet, there's a line. And I was trying to line up all of those little lines in the same row. That way it would be cohesive piece and they wouldn't be all sporadic going around the tree, if that makes any sense. And then I just kept layering. got to the top, I did not use those cubes. I just put some hot glue around the outside edge, and I added that final smaller container to the top. That fit really nice and tight on the medium-sized container, and it worked real well. Then I just grabbed some ribbon that I had, some burlap, and this really cute Christmas ribbon that I got from Big Lots, and I made a bow. I'm not going to show you how I made the bow because I am the last person that you should watch to try to make a bow. So I did that off camera so I wouldn't embarrass myself in front of you guys. But you get the gist of kind of where I'm going, just a standard bow. Now when I cut the tails, I cut very long tails for this bow because I wanted them to drape down the tree. That 30 seconds of bow making you did see probably took me 15 minutes to do. I'm awful at this. But then I cut the side tails where the wire is on the ribbon. Kind of just cut it up like a little half triangle. And then the middle pieces of the ribbon that I cut from the same piece of ribbon, I just kind of cut little pieces at the bottom of them to get a bit of a frayed look. And then I hot glued that to the top of the Christmas tree. And then I did end up tacking it on the sides just a little bit, just so I knew my bow wouldn't fall off. And I also tacked the tails down to drape where I wanted them on the tree. Y'all know I love unique and different, and I think this is Rustic Country. It is super cute, super unique. It'll be a conversation piece, and I can add it to my collection of unique Christmas trees that I decorate with. So now we're going to head on over to project number 2. For this project, we're going to be using some scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby and one of these Dollar Tree ornament signs. They are so cute. I absolutely love these little ornament signs. And I thought this scrapbook paper looked vintage and it was very busy. So it was the perfect scrapbook paper to use for this project. A lot of times you can get these for $1 at Hobby Lobby. I'm also going to be using some twine and some burnt umber. So first we're going to remove that little galvanized metal piece off the top of the sign. They usually come off pretty easy, but this time when I removed it, I did end up taking off some of the paper. But that's okay because we're covering it up anyway. Then using the burnt umber, I just gave this a nice coat of the burnt umber to try to get it to look rusted and old, and set that aside to dry. While that was drying, I took my sign and I just traced around it on that piece of paper, and then I just cut it out. And I'm just going to use regular school glue to attach this because I was hoping it would stop it from bleeding. Sometimes that happens with Mod Podge. And I also didn't want a lot of air bubbles, and that worked perfect using school glue. So I carefully cut it out. You know, I'm awful at cutting. I failed miserably cutting in kindergarten, but I didn't do that bad a job on this one. And I did cut that little hole out because if you wanted to hang it, this would be the perfect place to do that. And like I said, I just used school glue and attached it, and then use my little Cricut tool to remove all the air bubbles. But you can use a credit card. Anything would work to remove the bubbles. Once I had it the way I wanted it, I took a sanding disc and moving away from the sign, sanded the edges. You want to move away from the sign so that you don't rip the paper. I took some twine and I wrapped it around 3 of my fingers 10 times. Then I took another piece of twine and I tied that around the top and cut the bottom of it. And that's your tassels. I ended up making 10 tassels for this project. So I have all my tassels made, and now we're going to start assembling the tree. I chose twine because of it looks rustic country, of course, but it also, the scrapbook paper is so busy. I thought the twine would really tone it down and it would pop against that busy scrapbook paper. I took 4 of the tassels and I lined them up on the bottom where I wanted them, and then I just started assembling the Christmas tree. I took 3 of the tassels for the second row and put them in between the gaps of the 4 that I already had down, and so on and so on. Then I did 2, and then I did 1 for the top of the tree. Even though we wrapped them the same way each time, some of them were a little bit longer, so I just used some scissors and trimmed them down. I had this little piece of log wood that you can get in a bundle at Dollar Tree, and I really love the bottom of it. I thought that would make a great stump for the Christmas tree. Then I just took that galvanized piece of metal and I added it back onto the sign in its original place. You can have this setting up against the wall, or you can use that top piece and put some twine around it and hang it, or just use that top piece to hang it on a nail or a push pin in the wall. For some reason, my camera was making this look pink and I couldn't get it to stop. You'll see at the end, it's not pink at all. I don't know why it was doing that, but for some reason my camera wanted to give this a pink hue. But these were so much fun. I absolutely love this sign. I love that Christmas tree. I hope you guys did too. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. Ring that bell for future notifications. And if you like this video, hit that like button. It really helps out my channel. I love y'all. I hope you're having a blessed and wonderful day. And I'll see you again soon. Bye, y'all.